In this part of the video, a reflection on those initiatives. Promoting the uses of PMD Pro in China is going to be shared. It's not just a storytelling, but going to deliberate what lessons could be learned from the experience. And the reflection process is based on social work knowledge. I am the responsible speaker, Charles. I am a Hong Kong Chinese, and have been a social work educator across Chinese societies since 2006. I've been promoting the uses of project management almost a decade in Chinese contexts. I have evaluated more than 100 social work projects based on the knowledge and methods of PMD Pro in China. Related technical support and training to local practitioners have also been provided throughout the years. The work done is being supported by my working organization, Beijing Normal University Hong Kong Baptist University United International College. Hereafter UIC. UIC is located in Zhuhai, where is the only Bay Area city connected with both the lands of Hong Kong and Macau Special Administrative Regions. Established in 2005, UIC is the first full-scale cooperation project in higher education between the mainland and Hong Kong. UIC aims to advance the internationalization of Chinese higher education, as well as take a lead in implementing liberal arts education in Chinese mainland. The funder working with EDSNA and I for promoting the uses of PMD Pro in China is called Beijing Sani Foundation. Sani Foundation is a funded foundation initiated by the China Sani Group, and was established in 2013. This foundation has the mission for promoting the uses of scientific knowledge and methods in social development, as well as empowering those scientific initiatives to bring real change to the world with vitality, goodwill and trust. In the field of social work, reflection is a technical concept and method for consolidating and even transforming the practice wisdom into professional knowledge. Based on my understanding, there are 4 steps being used for the reflection going to be shared. First, to illustrate the milestones for adapting PMD Pro in China. Second, to describe both positive and negative issues experienced throughout the process. Third, to dig out those socio-cultural assumptions embedded in the experiences, and the lessons learned would be deliberated at the end of this part. No matter the story is in China or not, I do believe that one of the milestones for promoting the uses of PMD Pro should make it available for local people by using their language. After a hard work of my social work friends and I, who were only supported by their enthusiasm at that time, the first Chinese version of PMD Pro Guide was officially published in March 2018. With the financial support of Sani Foundation nowadays, we are now going to update the translation to the latest version, at the end of this year. Obviously, the provision of PMD Pro in Chinese language could allow the local people to understand it in a friendly manner. It must be one of the significant initiatives for disseminating the knowledge. I have also met many new friends, who are also sharing the mission for promoting PMD Pro, throughout the process. Therefore, a momentum for utilizing PMD Pro methods is being formed in my context. Nonetheless, a number of technical challenges or difficulties are being faced. First of all, the uses of related terms in the field of social work is quite different from the definition of PMD Pro. For example, we are commonly using program to describe what social workers and/or the agency planning to implement with their intended outcomes decided based on need assessment. However, in PMD Pro, program is a relatively complicated concept referring to a group of projects being managed under a shared time frame. The issue of timing is playing a significant role in PMD Pro, but it has not been highlighted at least in the literature of social work. A number of social work scholars have argued that China is not a single, unified, and one-dimensional country. Socio-culturally speaking, China is indeed full of diversity, complexity, and even polarization. In my case, it has found that while the stakeholders in the region of northern China tends to adopt the jargon's meaning similar with PM4NGOs, the people in the south generally adopting the tradition of social work for understanding the terminology. The situation really becomes more complex because the understanding of the North is being used to formulate related policy initiatives for monitoring the project performance funded by the government. Undoubtedly, the promotion of PM4NGOs in China is significantly behind the schedule now. However, it is not only because of the pandemic, but also related to the likelihood of resistance in the name of COVID-19. In fact, both the resistance and promotion of PM4NGOs can reveal those socio-cultural assumptions embedded in the case. The resistance from the change could be observed because local habitus is being challenged as something bad. For example, outdated, lacking the support of scientific and/or professional evidences. On the other hand, PM4NGOs is perceived as an international standard being recognized by those well-developed countries abroad. It should be good to learn and apply it for improving local situation. In my opinion, I would like to use tug-of-war as an audience-friendly metaphor to understand foregoing description. What I would like to highlight is the tension between welcoming and resistancing the uses of PM4NGOs are also being observed. And the power of both sides seem to achieve an equilibrium, at least at this moment. What I have illustrated should not be something very strange to our social work professionals, since the debate of adopting evidence-based, or informed, practice in our sector has been continuing over a decade. Nowadays, I do believe that no one further argue for applying best available research evidence being enough to effective practice. There should be emerging a consensus in our profession that clients' preferences, the resources available in a particular environment plus organizational context have to be considered at the same time, for our service provision in a relatively effective way, at specific time-space. Therefore, a presentation of service effectiveness in our practice should not like taking drug pills. No immediately or short-term impact could be found, in general, after a single-out treatment has been implemented. It could actually be more in line with our classical understanding that our practice would likely to be useful by continuously providing our services to the users as a process. With reference to my related research output, the process of our practice, especially for implementing or promoting something new like PM4NGOs, could be quite dynamic. I think it being a lesson able to be learned by the audience that no matter your professional initiative was based on best available research evidence or not, at the very beginning, an imagination of what you would like to promote should be perceived as good. In this way, you may be able to foster a systemic change in policy and/or institutional levels. It may then lead to an impact on status quo in which resistance from the change would likely be found, because the habitus and existing practice were being challenged to change. Nonetheless, some of the people involved should have an ability for making reflection on those challenges and resistances. This kind of stakeholder, primary stakeholders, would like to further improve the new initiative with reference to the difficulties being faced for a better outcome. The dynamic aforementioned would become a positive cycle of development if the primary stakeholders could sustain their reflection with following elements: perceiving those challenges and difficulties in an appreciative attitude, examining their trials with empirical and systematic methods, and implementing their initiatives with fully logistics support of the situation for promoting PM4NGOs in China. Although numerous technical difficulties and the impacts of COVID-19 are being faced by our team, we are now trying to work out step by step. For example, Apart from the translation project, my friends and I are now preparing a training package of PMD Pro for the frontline workers. I am also developing a syllabus for teaching PMD Pro on university students. One of the modules will be taught for the audience in the next part of the video. All of the initiatives above would be systematically evaluated with the participation of the people involved. And it is my really hope that the logistics support from UIC, SANI, and other potential funders will be continuously provided for actualizing our good imagination. Thank you again for watching this part of the video, and here are those main references supporting my work. Please feel free to contact me through email for further sharing and discussion.